gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Memphis couple became victims of crime during this winter blast.
Yeah, they told Action News 5 Stephanie Douglas all about this incident and how it has left them traumatized. Stephanie.
Joe and Joy, Lomika Washington says this is how she was sitting in her truck Thursday, frozen with fear when someone opened her driver's side door, pointed a gun at her, and demanded her to get out.
Woo! So guys, as you can see, these super gremlins are a lot more brazen. Even in the middle of a snowstorm, even in the middle of turbulent weather, there is no let up. There is no back down. These super gremlins are on demon time. And they're pulling up in your town. Memphis has had a very difficult time dealing with what is going on as far as crime, the uptick in crime, the brazenness, the violence. They're having a hard time dealing with it because you have district attorneys and prosecutors who aren't doing their jobs in the city. So although the police are trying to, wrap a lot of these murders up, it's hard because you have the street code working against them. Then you also have the prosecutors working against them and sending these guys back onto the streets. And one of the main crimes that guys are given a slap on the wrist for are car break-ins, carjackings, things of that nature. So these repeat offender carjackers, they don't really get punished that much. And a lot of them are kids. They know they're not going to get the book thrown at them. So they continue to recommit these crimes over and over again. And that's what you're seeing here. And apparently it has affected a couple in the middle of a snowstorm.
You don't know what you would do until you actually is in that situation. Because me personally, I froze.
Thursday evening, Lomika Washington says her family bundled up from the freezing temperatures and drove to this hop-in gas station on Winchester Road for water. But she says she felt like something was off.
And yeah, these gas stations, like I've told you guys before, are extremely difficult or dangerous, rather. And, you heard what she said. A lot of people say what they gonna do when they in that situation with the strap in their face. And it's either fight or flight. But there's also another reaction or response that can happen, especially to an individual who isn't used to these scenarios. And that's freezing, okay? Like this woman did. She didn't fight. She didn't fly, as in run away. She froze. And that's how a lot of people get caught lacking, as they would call it. And in many cases, their lives are taken. Now, she is extremely lucky. She was not harmed physically. But, guys, I mean, this is the norm in Memphis especially. And it's only getting worse. These super gremlins are on demon time.
So my husband put his car in park. The car was still running. Got out the car to walk over to pump one just to check on our son to make sure he's okay.
She says moments after her husband walked feet away from gas pump number 4, a man approached their 2008 Dodge Ram and pointed a gun at her.
He said, "Get the out the car," and he gripped it, showed me so I can see it, that the gun or whatever, but I don't know what kind it was black. And I said, okay, open up the door, and I got out the car.
According to the Memphis police report, the suspect hopped into the truck and took off, heading down Riverdale Road. Lomika says she
Wow. And just like that, guys, this is why you gotta have a kill switch in your car, GPS tracker, all that. Because if that was the case, you can just hit the kill switch, and it's not going to kill the engine right there, but it won't let the engine start. What it does is turn it. I'm not going to say it malfunctions the starter, but it basically stops that spark from going to the starter. So it interferes with that process, and they won't be able to drive the car once they actually pull the keys out.
Tried to review the footage from the gas station, but was denied. She says the cost of this crime is why she's considering moving.
Around 5:24 p.m., that put the icing on the cake for me. Yeah. It did. I gotta go. Like, this happened within minutes from where I live at. Not to mention my spouse visit this store like every day, literally.
Well, Memphis police says that this case is still under investigation. Police say officers responded to another carjacking in the area earlier this month. Reporting live, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Two people police say stole from an elderly woman in church last month. Antonio Crockett Jr. and Myesha Lasha were caught on surveillance stealing the woman's wallet after asking her to pray with them in a Clarksville church.
Wow. So this is Clarksville, Tennessee. And, shout out to Clarksville, Tennessee. My uncle is a police officer, retired veteran in the city of Clarksville. So shout out to them for doing their job in arresting these super sister gremlins. But you heard the story. These women went into a church and took advantage of an elderly woman, robbed her, acted like they were praying with her. I mean, that is next level evil. And you can just see that their eyes are completely dead. And there is no good within them. So much so that they would take advantage of an elderly religious woman who thought that she was doing the Lord's work or getting assistance from people who were. This is diabolical.
News 4's Rebecca Cardenas spoke with the church's senior pastor today.
She called.
Under the pretense of prayer, watch these thieves take a 78-year-old woman's wallet and steal its contents.
Shock is not too strong a word.
Hilldale Church's senior pastor, Larry Robertson, was horrified to learn his congregant was taken advantage of inside their sanctuary.
Woo! Yeah, and it's deep like that. And these two sisters are taking advantage of an elderly white woman. So this is, again, guys, an interracial crime. Now, it wasn't a murder, thank God. But like I said, these are the types of stories that spark up the unrest, right? And the disgruntledness from not only the white community, but other communities who are seeing this happen. And these type of people not being held accountable. Not only are they not held accountable from the community, but they're not held accountable from the legal system. Now, in this case, I think the Clarksville police and, their city will do the right thing. I truly believe that, just because of my history with Clarksville. And, I've spent a lot of time in Clarksville, and I've spent a lot of time with family in Clarksville. And I kind of know how the police work in Clarksville because my uncle is an officer in Clarksville. So I am familiar with, that specific precinct, and I know that they're going to do the right thing. But like I said, this doesn't bode well for the representation, the appearance, and the overall reputation of the community.
Beginning of February. He says nothing like this has ever happened before.
But never under these same pretenses. For someone to ask, would you please pray or pray with me about this sick family member, and then while the church member has her eyes closed, the other person is taking her wallet from her purse and emptying it.
According to Robertson, Antonio Crockett Jr. and Myesha Lasha told the 78-year-olds their family member was sick with COVID and asked her to pray with them.
Wow. And they're using the pandemic to prey on the elderly. I mean, this is some diabolical stuff. This is some sick stuff, man. You know, it's sad. Because, like I said, we have to take group accountability and understand, how did we come to the point where this was okay in the community? Because I've seen the reactions on Twitter and Instagram and in the Shade Room comments. They're, oh, Father God, please let me come up off this lick. Da, 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 da. They're making fun of it. And it's we can be tongue in cheek. I don't think that, you can't make fun of these situations. And many times we do in the comment section. We have fun with it. But overall, on this channel, the tone is serious. Yes, we have fun. Yes, we play around. Yes, we do memes and thumbnails and cute thumbnails and all this kind of stuff. But the tone is serious. And we take these situations serious. But the community, especially from my perception and just overall look from the inside out, they're not taking these situations seriously. That's why I say, hey, group accountability, because we have to figure out, how did we get to this point where these women thought that this was okay? Okay?
There is very real evil in the world, and this was an example of that.
Despite that, they focus on faith.
But she said, I pray for those girls every day. There is no vengeance in her heart about this. We still want to love people and embrace people.
Wow. Woo. And it takes a very strong individual to forgive somebody who stole 7 bands from you. It really does. But this ain't it. There needs to be retribution. There needs to be avenging. There needs to be some type of major consequence, and not just by way of the legal system. Okay? Because if I'm not saying that you can't help people, but if you have this mindset, it's going to get you killed, man. It really is. In 2024, it's going to get you killed. It's going to get you killed. These are the type of people who, oh, I forgive you. Let's invite them over to dinner and talk about why you were in the situation in the first place. And although we have seen some, we've seen some transformation stories from, that line of forgiveness and whatnot with the church. But then we've also seen horror stories where you invite an individual who has severely wronged you to your home, not understanding that this individual is unstable, and they end up taking your life. This is, I think these are the issues with what the church has become. Now, I think this guy right here, he's like, nah, we gonna deal with him with a long-handed spoon. We ain't gonna be, near them. We're gonna do that forgiveness from a distance and keep it moving. But I would hate for this older lady to be fooled by these Super Sister Gremlins sob story once they actually get caught. Because they weren't sorry when they did it. They were sorry when they got caught.
They think the best of people.
After the theft, police say the pair took the woman's credit card to Sam's Club and made several gift card purchases. Warrants are out for both their arrests.
So you see, I mean, and it's so crazy because you got these broke bitches trying to make it seem like they got, excuse my French, but Louis Vuitton purse, It looked like she got a Gucci purse or some fake ass Gucci purse. I mean, they're broke as heck, stealing from an elderly white lady, and they're out here trying to flex like they got it and like they just a bad bitch and all this kind of stuff. This is the delusion in the community, especially with these modern women.
Card purchases. Warrants are out for both their arrests. For News 4 Nashville, I'm Rebecca Cardenas.
Video starts as 78-year-old Linda Morrow arrives early for a prayer meeting at Hilldale Baptist Church in Clarksville, Tennessee. Two women join her. One sits in front, the other right behind. They strike up a conversation. Then it happens. One stranger asks Linda to hold hands and pray together. Her head bowed and eyes closed, Linda is distracted. Cops say the woman behind reaches into her bag, takes out Linda's wallet, and helps herself to the cash and other items.
Wow.
Then she puts the empty wallet back in Linda's bag. The two women hightail it out of the church. Cops say these suspects went on a $7,000 shopping spree at a Sam's Club store using Linda's credit cards. Later that night, the outraged pastor Larry Robertson spoke out about the theft from the lectern.
Keep your eye on your wallet even at church, I guess.
I just never in a million years thought about anything like that happening.
It's sickening. What happened is ridiculously evil.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.